it pushes the fart particles out of the memory foam into your nose.
I don't know if that works, or I don't care, because that's just like just who thinks of that?
Welcome back to the Threeskins Podcast. I'm your cool guy, Matt, Lewis, Greg, aka
Gregory,
Frenchie, Billy the Butcher. When I had that black hair with the black beard.
and Mother's Milk.
You're the main guy. I can't even remember what his name is. He's so bland.
Yeah,
What's
come
his
on,
name?
man.
Huey.
Well, I'm not the
Huey,
bland. I'm
that's
not the
it.
blandest out.
You're
You're the
Huey.
bland one. You
dress
dress
like him.
like Huey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
You do look like if you
Huey.
went into the straight hair, if you had curly hair, you would look like Huey.
You'd probably get
Yeah,
away
probably.
with being a stunt double.
Yeah,
you probably
I
could.
guess so. I think I'm more Homelander personally.
Yeah,
Because I think
with personality-wise, yeah.
If you guys don't know, we're talking about The Boys, which is the Amazon Prime show. If
Watch
you
The
haven't
Boys.
watched it, then you don't know what we're talking
You're
about.
missing
But
out.
there's a guy called Homelander who's like a Superman. Basically, he is Superman. He's got like flight and
Try not to spoil it
everything.
for anyone,
Yeah.
guys.
But anyway,
do watch it.
he's a douchebag, and I'm just sat there watching him. I'm like, man, if I had those
Taking
powers,
notes.
I would be him. Because if you're like literally a god, and
Yeah, he
everyone
does
else
some horrible
everyone
things.
else is an ant,
Yeah.
why not? Why not just be a dick?
Me and Matt were talking about this before you arrived. I won't divulge anything that happens, but there is obviously you've explained that he's a douche, and there is a bit in it in a certain episode in the first season where it's like it really. I think most people know what I'm talking about. Do you know what episode it is?
Fourth, I think.
Is it the fourth? Okay, if it's the fourth, people will know. But it really shows. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about.
It shows exactly that, where like there's such chaos happening around him, and he's just like, it's just like because he's so powerful. It's just like
It's just
and there's
doesn't
people,
mean
like,
anything.
Scream! It's awful, but he's just like,
But
I better get out of it.
It's a good show because I like how it shows, because that's exactly what superheroes in
That
Marvel
is
films.
what it
it's
would
like,
be like if they were
it's
real.
like, oh yeah, I've got
100%.
the power to like go through time. It's like you either use it to be a good guy or you use it to do some they don't even supervillains in Marvel films don't even do like heinous shit. They literally it's like
Genius.
yeah.
Heinous.
Yeah.
Heinous.
Yeah,
Heinous,
no, but who cares?
Heinous crimes.
Genius.
Yeah, anyway.
We're locking you up for heinous crimes.
Like, they'll rob a bank, like, or I don't know,
Yeah.
they'll kidnap Mary Jane or some shit like that. It's always lame
And that's why I don't
shit.
give a fuck about Marvel films. And
Yeah, it's
that's
just-
why The Boys is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Because
Anyway,
it's what it would really be like.
sorry for
that is
opening the
what it would be
podcast
like.
something boring. That's probably
Yeah.
But definitely do watch it.
alienated 90% of our viewers. But
Guys, I think our Amazon Prime sponsor is
oh yeah,
is over now. We can talk about
shout
something
out to Jeff Bozos. Thank you very much for the sponsorship.
If we having a
Amazon
stroke
Prime.
then.
Go on Amazon Prime and type in Bozo26 for your.
If you were both, you'd look a little bit like Jeff Bezos.
Dude,
as well.
I was watching like a video of him getting David Blaine magic tricks done to him. David Blaine's there like, I'll put cards, and what he's like. And
Did he stick anything through
and he's just there, and as soon as he sees the trick, he looks at it and he goes, "Wah ha 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 ha." He sounds like Lex Luthor, some like fucking.
What, Jeff Bezos?
Yeah,
like
man,
that?
he sounds like a super.
Was it in South Park that they just portrayed him as like this? He was like a fucking alien, wasn't he? Did he speak?
I haven't seen
didn't
it.
he
I
talk?
haven't seen
Ages.
South Park recent
I'm
ones.
sure in South. I don't even know if it
It must be
feels like it's
recent because he's Jeff Bezos, quite
Yeah,
recent. Dude,
there's
surely.
an Amazon episode. It's all based on like Amazon. There's like an Amazon strike or whatever, and Jeff Bezos in it, and he's got like this massive alien head, and he like pretty sure talks like Galadriel, I think.
Yeah, he sounds really odd because he's an American, but he's like a really posh sounding American.
I meant like he talks to them through their heads.
okay.
I don't think he actually opens his mouth. I might be making that up, but I swear
don't
he's like his head like glows. Like I swear. I'll
The
show you.
Threeskins, aka
Yeah.
the gist of it. Right.
South Park's one of them shows you kind of watch like, and I've got like vague memories.
I need
of
to watch
episodes over
the
years,
new
like-
seasons because everyone says that it's like consistently good South Park, but I haven't really got to.
I'll tell you what, on Disney Plus, I've been watching tons of Simpsons recently. We've been going back and watching
Fucking love Simpsons.
every Treehouse of Horror.
I mean, I've
episode.
literally got Ned Flanders telling me I love Simpsons. It's just funny. It's just amazing.
The older stuff is it's good.
Right. So, what is the podcast about today, man?
We've got some unethical and illegal life pro tips. Now, I'm going to say in advance. Do not take the advice. That none of this is our advice. I'm reading out advice that someone else has written.
Well, we'll be the
as a
judge.
joke.
We'll be the judge if it's good advice or not.
Well, the one that I gave to you in the group chat as an example was if you want to get away with making your murder look like a homicide, buy a gun, attach a helium balloon to it, shoot yourself in the head, and let the gun fly off.
When did you write that in the chat?
I wrote that in the chat.
Yeah,
A fucking helium balloon on a gun.
That's really smart. But there's a few errors that they've made.
Yeah.
I'm going to clear them up, so just in case you do want to do this trick. First off, you're going to have gun residue from pulling the trigger yourself. So you're going to have to set up a system to pull the trigger which doesn't include your hand. And also, you're going to have to wear gloves when you handle the gun because you're going to have your fingerprints all over it. There's lots of things you want to, actually no, but that's going to be an issue because if because obviously the helium balloon is going to blow up, gun's going to land somewhere, someone's going to report it to the cops.
What if you do it near, get it on the right day, nice bit of wind over the Pacific?
I mean, yeah, okay, that's a solution, but wearing gloves is an easier solution because literally you just wear gloves, handle the gun, set up the trap, and then take. No,
but then they find a gun and then they can do the bullet.
Yeah, but it's not like it is in Batman and shit where you can actually do that. It's sort of a rough estimate.
There's so much of criminal science that's just shit.
Yeah, man, you got
rubbish.
like CSI. It's just like. Oh yeah, man! We've got like the bullet fragment. We're gonna. Oh, this was.
There has to be.
This departed this store at 5 a.m. on this day.
Mate, the episode's got to be a fucking 45 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Those cases go on for
literally
real.
You go to a real CSI crime lab. It's quite literally. It's just a bunch of underpaid kids that just got out of uni
looking at sperm.
Literally, just looking at sperm and putting it through like a little tester thing and going, "Okay, can you send that over to the detective?" That's it. They're not involved in any other way in the actual detective business. Anyway,
Anyway,
it's a good idea, but it's a little bit problematic. There's a few errors that you can maybe have to fix.
Okay, there's a few on here that I can't read out because they're probably too far.
Okay, well you can read them.
Here's a good tip. This is unethical. This is not illegal. This is unethical. So, send a wedding invite to every billionaire on Earth that you can find the address for, as there's a good chance their assistants will just send you a gift without ever confirming who you are or if their boss knows you.
Yeah,
gifts
that's
and billionaires,
true,
man.
but
Read that again. That's sort of...
Send a wedding invite to every billionaire you can find the address of, as there's a good chance their assistants just send you a gift without ever confirming who you are or if their boss knows you.
That's fucking genius.
Okay, there we
go.
No, there's a few
Genius.
issues.
It's good.
No, you could easily do
one
this.
of the issues with it is that it assumes that billionaires are as generous as your friends, and billionaires, from what I've heard, billionaires are the stingiest cunts on the planet. They will send you.
Oh yeah, that's how they become billionaires.
They will send you like a thing of chocolate. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the sort of people they are.
Yeah, that's still something for nothing.
Yeah, I guess
if you send it to 100 billionaires, you got 100 bits of chocolate.
One of them might send you some flashy coffee machine.
All that effort just for a little bit of chocolate. It just seems a little bit, having to find all the emails and email. I think it's. I don't recommend this one personally.
You don't recommend that one.
I
don't recommend any of these, Greg.
I'm here to recommend the best option.
Here you go. Here's another one. This one is one I'm going to start using.
Right.
If someone calls you fat, just tell them that you used to be 75 pounds heavier. They end up looking like an asshole, and you end up looking like you've accomplished something.
Yeah, but that only works to people that
just lying.
that know if we're lying or not, and we know you're lying. So
no, it's just if a random dude said that would never happen because ever since I got big, no one ever talks any shit to me.
I was about to say,
they used to when I was
having
skinny.
this conversation with somebody yesterday, and it's like you get so much more shit for being skinny than you do being.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's this weird thing, like people take the piss like they do when you're big, but there's also this stigma like, oh, you're skinny, so you shouldn't care. Because people have got this weird thing that it's like,
and you can take it because you're not going to beat me up.
Yeah. I think that's the big thing. Is that they're like, oh, you're not physically threatening to me, so I can just say whatever I want to you.
Fucking poke. Yeah.
It's just pussies, isn't it?
This one's fantastic. I've mentioned something similar to this in a podcast before, But this is different. This is probably a better idea. Make as much noise as you want. If you squash a memory foam mattress or pillow, then fart into it, whilst it expands back, it sucks the fart smell in. So when the next person lays their head on it, it pushes the fart particles out of the memory foam into your nose.
I don't know if that works, or I don't care, because that's just like just who thinks of that? Who sat
That's fucking amazing.
It's a good idea.
How did that even occur?
I've got one, and I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
not
give
on
it a
myself,
go.
but I'll give it.
Report back. Report back.
Do it.
I'll give it to my brother, and then I'll tell you how his eyes look.
When I was younger, there was a guy that used to tell me that you could do that. You fart in a bottle, poke holes in the top of the bottle, and then when they lay their head on it underneath the pillow, it would push the fart out. But this is just a more modern version of it, which I actually think might work. But again, we don't.
Could you imagine if
we don't condone any of the things you're saying.
Could you imagine how gross that would be if we could like conduct that as an experiment? Right, someone got some nasty ass fart.
Yeah,
right?
you have to get the worst smelling fart you can find.
But then like you do it in the pillow, right? You leave it for like an hour or whatever, and then you put pressure on it. And if you could actually smell that fart, that would be fucking
horrible.
That would be crazy. We have to do that.
Should we test some of these? Yeah, just not the balloon one.
Do you know what? I was going to say then, I suppose you don't have to fart. You could, like, just put something equally as horrible smelling. I was like, why don't you use liquid ass? But you just spray this pillow with his arm.
Yeah, there's no hiding that smell, man.
No, put your head on it.
Liquid ass, man.
Come on then, what other ones you got?
Come on.
These are good.
Shoot them.
I like that one, though.
You like that one, yeah.
That's brilliant.
I like the idea. I don't know if it'll work, but I like the
That's
idea.
the thing, it needs to be tested. Maybe this is the next experiment.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
If YouTube will allow it.
I don't think they would, because like they don't allow vomit because they see it as like a sexual fetish. Fart, same thing, 100%.
Anything's a sexual fetish. Something is a sexual fetish.
Yeah, but
somebody,
YouTube doesn't give a fuck. They just.
Here's one for next time you go somewhere we've booked a ticket.
Sorry, I've made a complete hash of this chair.
Which
I've like just...
Yeah, sorry, I took the bottoms off it. I took the bottoms off it, so it's all low now.
I was even lower, and I was like, why?
That's my gaming chair, man. That's what gaming at the moment.
No, I bet it's comfy for gaming on.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
When we went to go see Impractical Jokers, we could have done this.
Oh, okay.
Buy cheapest tickets available for a sporting or sort of entertainment event. Once you're inside, check Ticketmaster for better seats that didn't sell, and then go sit there.
Yeah, but then you'd still have to buy...
No, you wouldn't.
Why not?
You're in the venue. You check what hasn't sold, and then you just go fucking sit there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's smart.
That's a really good idea.
No one's going to stop you, are they?
I've been going to venues and places, like big arenas and things for years. Why have I never fucking thought of that?
Nah, but I feel like that's the thing is you go sit there, and then it'd be like, no. Yeah, then someone rocks up. And it's not just someone, it's someone in like a wheelchair or something. And it's like, what are you doing in my seat? And you're just like, oh, well, this is my
What
seat.
is it? No, because wheelchair people get this just no space because they already have.
Okay, well, maybe he has like some other disability that isn't the wheelchair disability.
Oh, actually, there is a few flaws in this, actually. Yeah.
And then the woman comes along and she's like, oh, sorry, we save the empty seats for people with disabilities. And can you get out of it? It's like, what are you doing here anyway?
No,
and then it's start the whole thing, and then the Impractical Jokers are sat there watching you, going, "Can't believe he did that! Can't believe he did that!
You fucking monster!"
No, and then
and then everyone's laughing at you.
There's a camera over there.
and then it gets put on a live show, and it's on the Netflix special.
No,
and then your next thing you know,
that wouldn't happen.
Your life's ruined.
That wouldn't happen because you can't question someone if they have a disability or not. So if I'm sat in a disabled seat on a bus. If I'm sat in a disabled seat on a bus, someone can't be like, you have to move. Because they don't know if I have a disability or not.
True. But also, they will be like, well...
They can tut, but that's about it.
There are people...
Okay, I'm just saying,
I know your job is to pick holes in them, but...
I'm picking holes, man. I'm poking holes. I'm not impressed on that one.
Prodding. Yeah, at first I thought that was cool, but after thinking that there are a few
There's a few
problems
holes.
there. Because if that seat didn't necessarily sell there and you've checked it, they still sell tickets at the door at some places, don't they? Or is it all
most places
pre-booking?
sell at the door.
Do you know what I mean? So if they haven't sold, like, you're sat there for 10 minutes, then someone comes along and it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Next.
This one.
Next.
So, if you're annoyed that a load of homeless people live in your town, donate to homeless shelters in the next town over. The majority of homeless people tend to go where there's more available services, and this will reduce the number of homeless in your town.
That's kind of fucked up, though.
Why?
Like,
It's unethical life pro tips.
I mean...
okay, yeah. It is very unethical to just be like, this is a real problem. How can we solve this? Should we just fuck them off next door?
No, but
Like-
they get good service though.
That is true, but it's like
It's-
that's the
yeah.
thing. It's kind of it's shady, but it's underlying.
It's a
shady,
grey
like-
ground, because it's like you're
Yeah.
helping the homeless, but you're also helping them
You're
get the
just kind
fuck out of your
yeah,
vision.
you're just like
Because it is,
fuck
it's like,
off.
I don't want to
Yeah.
see you or anything. Yeah, it's
Because what's to
It's
say
a-
that
that's
Why have
city,
you got an issue with that grave bashing?
no, because
freak?
I like
that city in a year does the same.
I
do
think
you know what I
homeless
mean?
people
And
make an area more interesting.
I agree.
When I was younger, one of the most interesting things was the crazy characters you'd find that are homeless. Like everyone would know him. It's like, you know, like Digger Pete or something like that. And what is he called, Digger Pete? Oh, he just sleeps onto that digger, doesn't he? You know what I mean? It's like, and you always have like crazy characters like that, and they would be there
Yeah,
like,
you are right.
and they'd always buy you booze. If you're underage, you always go up to them. It's like, oh, Digger Pete, mate, can you
Digger
buy?
Pete,
Can you
did
buy?
you know a Digger
Nah,
Pete?
I just pretend to make up some
Gonna
stupid
say.
shit. And you'd ask him, it's like, oh, can you go buy a spot of Frosties and get yourself one at the same time? And he's always like,
Oh yeah.
he'll come out with like 5 bottles of Frosties for you and the lads. Oh, mate.
Yes, Digger Pete.
So yeah, I think
Pete.
like I'm not saying that homelessness is a huge issue.
Yeah, it is. It's a massive problem.
But I'm saying
A lot bigger than people
I don't want to.
realise.
I would like to get. I would like to get rid of homeless people. Like,
You're not in that way.
no, but like
In a nice way.
No, you want to get rid of homelessness,
Yeah, that's.
but
what
not
you mean.
necessarily get rid of them from your
And
town.
that's the thing.
Because they're fun.
That solution doesn't. It's not really a solution. It's just kind of moving them. It's not
Yeah.
solving the problem.
It's solving the problem for you,
How can I
but
get
not the
them
problem for
away
them.
from
It's
me?
unethical.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's
You
unethical.
wait until we
No,
get to
no,
the
no.
illegal ones.
No, that is a grey ground because you're helping the homeless by donating money, but you're also trying to get them out of your hair and put them in someone
How's that
else's hair.
illegal?
It's not illegal. I'm
It's
not saying
not
it's illegal.
illegal.
I'm saying it's a grey ground. It's like a.
It is a grey ground.
There's goodness, but there's badness. It's a grey.
Okay, next one.
Because it's not completely unethical. That's the thing.
This one's a good idea for me to do to either of you, but I wouldn't because it's mean. Get a dead wasp, glue it to the palm of your hand, then hit your boss on the back of the head as hard as you can and say that you saved him from a wasp. You actually just slapped a wasp stinging to the
my
back of his
God.
head.
That's smart. That's. I don't see many holes in that one actually.
Apart from the back of his head. A little wasp sting hole.
Yeah, but then you have
What
to.
did you stick it to your hand with?
Then you
Oh,
need to know.
thumbtack.
You need to know
Sorry.
whether your boss is like one of those people that
find that funny,
would
or-
rather have their head slapped than have a wasp on it. Because what if they don't care about wasps and they're not scared of them and they're just like, I'd rather you just left it alone instead of slap my head.
But see, no, that's the thing, right? Because it's
What?
not enough.
Yeah.
I see. These, do you know what? Yeah, they all sound like such great ideas, and then
You
you
think-
start thinking
yeah.
about it, like because when someone's got a wasp on them, you don't just. It's not like that Home Alone where you're like, hold still.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You just go. It's normally oh, and then they go, oh. It's not. That's it, really. It's not just a. Oh, silently. I'll take care of this.
Now another issue is that
Got to be a bold guy's head as well.
what if
They're the best to slap.
they're a vegan? Because you just murdered an animal.
This one's
you
actually a
love
good idea. When you give someone a gift card as a gift, write down the card number and code. Then after a year or two, check the balance, and if they haven't used it yet, just use it yourself. They obviously don't. They won't know or care.
That's fucking genius because people get that's one of those. It's a good present because it's like I don't know what to get you. I didn't want to just give you money. spend it how you will in this specific shop, but like if it's
It's when I buy him a gift card so he doesn't use the money on drugs.
Normally, if people are smart enough, what they'll do is they'll know what sort of shit you're into, or they'll ask you like if you wanted something, where do you know what I mean? What sort of shop would you? And then people do like, so it's a good idea, but people don't fucking use them, do they? You just forget about them. Don't you? You stick them in the side with your birthday cards or in a drawer or whatever, and you just fucking forget, and they run out. Like
I will say one thing, especially the grands out there. There are some drug dealers, in my experience, that will take gift cards for drugs.
Huh?
Yeah. I've known someone that's given a drug dealer £20 gift card for Amazon, and he got like he didn't get like 2 grams out of it, but he got like a decent amount of weed out of it.
That's amazing.
So there are some dealers that are there.
A lot of dealers I know won't even take fucking pound coins.
Yeah,
they're taking fucking
depends.
Amazon gift
The
cards.
dodgier the drug dealer, the more lenient they are. And I tell you one thing: the best thing about dodgy drug dealers is that sometimes they got the best stuff, and sometimes they've got the worst stuff, and it's never in between. It's always one or the other. Anyway, I don't do drugs anymore. I used to do a lot of drugs, so I know a lot about it. So, yeah, I'm just saying.
Here's one that I could have used because I used to fall asleep at work a lot. If you ever get caught sleeping on your desk at work, say, they told me at the blood bank that this might happen. When asked for the reason, they won't ask again.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love the ones that are just like straight up excuses that are so good because it doesn't matter what kind of cunt you're dealing with, they can't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I
am proof. It's like
yeah.
Because
you could even just give a smug little afterwards. You know what I mean? And he would be like, oh, you know, you couldn't say anything. I love that shit. I'm trying to think of other stuff like that.
Here's one for everyone because everyone hates fucking talking on the phone.
Oh yeah, it's the worst.
If you're stuck on an annoying call, put your phone in airplane mode instead of just hanging up. The other person will see call failed instead of call ended.
Oh, how have I only just learned this in my life?
No, that's pretty good.
How have I only just learned that? Because I hear people's calls all the time because I hate talking to people. Yeah, let's say fucking talking to people on the phone.
So get the old beep beep beep. Call failed.
That's great. That is good. Can you see any flaws in that?
Yeah, got any?
Wait. Say it again. Say it again.
Oh, fuck's sake. If you're stuck on an annoying call, put your phone on airplane mode instead of hanging up. The other person will see call failed instead of call ended.
That's good.
See, I don't know if that works or not, but if it works, then that's great.
It must do because airplane mode just cuts off everything, isn't it?
I guess we'll have to try it out.
So if you were on a call, you can swipe up. I mean, I guess it's kind of iPhone. I don't.
The best thing to do is just be honest and just hang up.
Depends who you're talking to.
The next one I'm changing slightly from an unethical life pro tip to an illegal one because it's better if I say it.
I have no problem with that.
So if you're going to bury a dead body, make sure to plant an endangered species of plant on top of it. So it's against the law to dig it up.
That is...
Is that not kind of obvious though?
No, that's incredible. That's actually really smart. And the good thing about it is that you need to know a lot about the endangered plants of the area so that you can... The big problem with endangered plants, obviously, is that they're endangered, so they probably don't grow well. So it would be quite... It's a lot of effort to put into a death, but if someone you really want dead and you don't want to get caught, it's fair enough. It's probably worth the effort, I'd say.
A load of endangered ferns.
I'm surprised that's not been in like a Midsummer Murders or anything.
Probably has been.
Because I was thinking in my head, like a tree, like they take fucking ages to. By the time that tree is anything of any worth, you're gonna be fucking
no, true.
But like you could use a bush or a fern.
If you grow like an endangered tree, you know, like, but even if it's small,
even if
it's small, it's still going to be protected. They're going to see it, and if anything, they're going to protect even more because it's like, oh, this one's grown. We got to look after it.
If that thing dies, are they not like more than likely then to dig it up and replant something, and then they might find something? If it's endangered and it's growing shit,
you'd have to find a good endangered plant that doesn't die,
or something that spreads quite rapidly, or something. I don't know.
There are some.
Have we got any like
plants?
Endangered plant experts listening to us, or anyone that knows?
I was going to say lobotomists.
Botanists. Yeah, lobotomists.
From now on, they've gone from unethical. Now they're illegal.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah,
Life.
there you go.
Here's the first one.
Technically, suicide is illegal, so the first one was illegal.
Well, I said the first one was illegal.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
If you're being chased by police helicopters, drive towards your nearest airport.
Yeah, Matt told me about this one the other day. This is so smart, and because it's restricted
Just click.
airspace.
That's fucking brilliant.
And the thing is that
That's fucking amazing.
they have the thing is
That's so good. What?
they would have to count. Yeah, they'd have to cancel flights and stuff like that.
That's
and,
mad.
And it's very hard to do. Yeah, and there's a certain time frame where they can do it because there's planes coming into land. So they can call up the air traffic tower and go, you need to cancel all flights. And there's still like a 10-minute window where those flights still need to land. So you still got at least 10 minutes to get away.
I tell you what, that reminded me of a video I watched the other day. I can't remember what car mate he's in, but like, it's a proper, like, you know, in America where they film them like live police chases.
I can't believe they do that. That's
well,
insane.
I think they hang back. I think they've hung back on them now.
Now it's like a 30-second delay or something.
Didn't they stop doing it because a few years back? Didn't some bloke jump out of a car and blow his fucking head off?
He got a shotgun and blew his head off.
Yeah, no,
it was live on TV.
Yeah, so
it was
like,
mental.
Oh. But yeah, this thing, like, I didn't realise how long this fucking video was. It's like 20 minutes, but we were all just sat there just watching this whole thing, and it's like, mate, he's in this proper muscle car that he's just nicked, and he is ducking it down the fucking freeway, just in between fucking like, and he's proper smooth, and it's this proper long police chase. But because he's just booting it, he's outrun the feds. You don't see the police the whole chase. It's just him and this fucking helicopter like keep zooming in and keep zooming in. And eventually, he just outdoes all the fucking cops and the fucking helicopter.
Really?
He just books it off. Yeah, because
do they ever catch him though?
That's
the main
no,
one.
I don't know. I don't think in the video they don't. He just fucking
That's
goes,
amazing.
bro. And we were watching.
I think like
fair play,
people
bro.
always like, well, the person deserves to have this car because they put the effort in to get the money to buy it. He's put the effort in to keep that car. I say. He's put the effort
his
in.
driving, man, because there's so many times it's like fucking hell, like
Oh yeah, because he stole it.
Yeah,
he's doing like
he put so much effort into it.
He's banging down this motorway like fucking 160, 180.
If I was a billionaire and someone stole my muscle car and I saw that, I'd be like, ring out the police and I'd be like, I've changed my mind. You can have it.
I was for, yeah.
He did bits. He went miles. He went from... This video was like half an hour long, and he's doing like 160 the whole fucking
Have you
way.
seen
Like,
that?
it's rapid.
I can't even imagine ducking.
you seen
I
that-
can't even
I'll show
imagine
you-
ducking between cars
I'll
at that
show
speed.
you it later
That's
so you
insane.
can watch it and like skim
Have you
through
seen
it.
that video of that guy who's is on his phone and he's recording his telly? Like, there's a police chase on. And then he literally just pans out the window and it just goes past out his window as well.
man.
No,
It's
I
so
never seen
good.
that.
It's
That's
so good.
crazy.
Have you seen that one?
No, but that sounds amazing.
That's how fucked it is growing up in America, though. Because imagine if you were like, look, see if you can spot a house. You know, so fucking ducking it.
How much
yeah.
crime do they
Helicopter
have for that to be like a thing that they do? You know what I mean?
What's that?
Like how much crime do they have where that's just such a normal thing?
It's a
I
big
don't know,
place
It's kind
with
of
a lot of nutters.
romanticised.
I know London and all that have really bad crime.
See, they're all
here,
about
but,
figures,
like,
do you know what I mean? Live stuff like that, live chases and shit. That's gonna
Yeah.
people are gonna be watching that, and especially if it's in your area.
You would.
You know how
if
gossip gets around here.
If they had that, I'd sit and watch it. Even
would,
if I
wouldn't
know
you?
it's bad,
You'd
I'd
call all
still
your
watch
friends
it.
and be like, "You seen what's fucking happening down the
Oh,
road? Put
mate,
fucking
fucking
Channel 4
Digger
on, bro."
Dave's on the run again, boys.
Digger Dave's stolen the digger. He's had the digger. He's done the fucking doing 6 miles.
He's driving into the homeless shelter.
left full.
See, that's the sort of thing that would happen around here. We don't have like cool high octane things. It's like, he stole a digger and just like ran it amok.
No, yeah, we have just bizarre people stealing wheelie bins and shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's our crime. It's just stupid crime.
This one's pretty naff, but just in case you're thinking of robbing a store, get a temporary tattoo in an obviously visible place. When asked to ID the thief, witnesses will most likely remember the obviously visible tattoo.
Yeah, that's smart.
Something you
That
don't
is
actually
smart.
have.
That's very smart. In
I
fact,
guess it's kind of the same
fact,
as any disguise, really.
Even
but,
better
like,
idea. Have tattoos, very identifiable tattoos.
and get them lasered.
No. You get that.
Well, cut your arm off.
Get the cream. Get the cream. The cream.
Yes, he definitely had 2
The cream that
arms.
actors use to hide their tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Put that on. Then you put the fake tattoos over it.
So
then-
you've got different tattoos.
Yeah, and then
That's
literally
even
you wash it all off, and they're like, "Oh, you've got tattoos," and it's like, "Oh, that's nothing like the tattoo."
He's got a koi fish on his arm. No, I don't, fucker. I've got. It's a mermaid.
blade.
Yeah.
You look just like him. People say that all the time about me.
Yeah, I saw a picture recently. I'll put it up on the screen of a guy who what is that? Your fist? What's that?
I don't know because that's your
palm.
Anti-palm.
Anti-palm.
Let's call it the anti-palm.
The anti-palm.
He had like a sort of faded tattoo. You could tell when it was obviously coloured in. It was very bright.
Yeah.
And he burnt a little bit of it, and it just the right amount of burnt off skin that everything else was sort of like that greyish that you get after ages. And then there's that one bit where he burnt it, and it's like bright blue, like it's just been tattooed.
Bright blue?
Yeah, because he had like a blue rose or something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Okay. Oh, so like where he's burnt it, it's kept the colour.
Yeah, he's burnt it off, so it's to the bit where the colour is on the tattoo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the skin.
That's so cool.
But apparently it's very hard to do. Like it's like...
I know hand tattoos are
just that
amount.
perfect.
Yeah.
There's like 100 layers of skin or something, isn't there?
Yeah, there's loads of layers of skin.
Fuck.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I know the hand is one of it's the most
keep
like
all your blood
wearable
in.
tattoo place. Like you can get tattooed on the palm of your hand. And it
Yeah,
just, come off in that fucking-
I know people who've had the palm done and it just wears away after a
My
while.
mate had the old fucking. I think they
So
went on
does that.
holiday when they were like
You get
18.
you get
got
your
the
inside
Moustache, yeah.
inside of the lips
It's
as
gone.
well wears away.
Yeah, 8 months is supposed to last. So yeah, anyone want to rob a bank? Never rob things.
Yeah, if you
We condemn all illegal activities.
I'm just saying, if you guys rob, in fact, if you commit any murder that might get caught on TV and you have tattoos, get some of that makeup stuff.
Makeup
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Also
good.
put
Greg's one was better.
endangered plants over the body.
Yes.
Yeah, if you rob a place, just put loads of endangered plants in it, and they can't go check it out. You know, it's
That's
fine.
good. Maybe not a tree, but some sort of fern or bush would be
Yeah,
good.
a fern is better.
Well-
It'll grow quite quick.
You've all heard the one about smuggling drugs up a dog's ass through.
Up a dog's ass?
Yeah, up through an airport. So another dog will just sniff the dog's ass,
Yeah, yeah.
and they'll be like, "Oh, he's just sniffing another dog's ass."
I've never heard that. But
You've never heard that?
No. But see, to me...
Fuck off if you never heard that.
And to me, in my head, when you're going on planes and things, it's kind of rare that you have flights with animals on board, right? Because it's not like you take your dog on fucking...
He's picked it apart, boys.
It's not like you take your dog on fucking
He
holiday,
hasn't even
is it?
picked apart the most obvious reason.
You don't know where I'm going, motherfucker. But the thing is...
See, he just injects
To me,
it.
if you're smuggling drugs, or you're going somewhere with someone smuggling drugs, and you're there, your partner or whatever, and you're looking all shady, and you're doing, do you know what I mean, Miami to fucking Peru or something. You mean you're doing some real shifty fucking, I don't know, and you've got a dog with you. I'm the security bloke. If I'm the security bloke stood there, my first thought is, if they've stored them drugs anywhere, it's in that fucking dog. That's my first thought. That's the first thing I'm going to think. That it's in that fucking dog.
But everyone thinks that now because everyone knows that that's the trick.
Yeah, but you guys...
But they're at least going to check the fucking dog.
Yeah, but if it had never been said or done or anything like that before, would you think
But dogs do a different thing when they... Isn't it like, if it sniffs cocaine or whatever up this fucking dog's ass, it's not going to do it... It's not going to do its... Yeah. Does it not do the thing?
No, that's exactly what it does. What?
Because it's going to smell.
If it sniffs... Like, what happens is when a sniff dog sniffs something... They don't just sniff it and then the canine guy goes, "Oh, I know exactly what this dog's thinking." The dog sniffs something, and if it smells drugs, it does a certain action. So usually what they do is they'll sit or they'll lay down, and that's how they know that there's drugs.
I do know what you use to throw dogs off, though. I do know what I've watched enough of them. No. I don't know if any of you can guess what it is. I'll say it's an ingredient. If you use it,
Poison?
No.
Capsaicin.
You're along the right lines. Chili powder.
Really?
Yeah, I watched this show once and they were talking about how they get drugs over the border, like in cars and stuff. And this guy was like doing it, he was fresh out there and he had all these people teaching him shit. And it was like, you pack it in the, the inside of cars and that. But if you chuck chili powder down everywhere, because I mean, you can't smell chili powder, but the dogs don't like it. They'll just go near it and be like, "Oh, fuck that." You know what I mean? Because it'll get up all in their fucking sock. They won't like it. So you put chili powder and shit, it throws them off.
I feel like we're teaching a future criminal.
No, I think the best thing to do is you just leave a few sort of secret chocolate treats around. And they're not allowed to have chocolate, so they'll be eating that. And then suddenly they're like, "Oh, the sniffer dog's having a bad reaction. We need to go take him to the vet."
We need to take him to the vet. You go through, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, you sat there eating your chocolate bar that the dog had a part bit on.
There's
just kill the dog. Just shoot it.
So that wasn't the illegal. That wasn't the illegal Life Pro tip.
No, you said that was the original one, wasn't it? Sorry, yeah, go on. So
if
what's
you're
your
burying a dead body.
Oh, fuck's sake.
No.
Back
Let's
here
keep
again.
going. Let's keep going. What? Okay.
Nah, go on.
Always dig twice as deep. Twice as deep. Put the body in there. Cover it up. Halfway up. Put a dead dog there. Cover that up. Would that work?
Yeah, that's a huge amount. I mean, digging 6 foot is enough.
Do you know
12
what?
foot is fucking so much digging.
I know.
Well, dig a
A
beat.
12-foot hole is a lot to dig. That is so much to dig.
12 foot? I didn't say 12 foot.
Yeah, because you got to go 6 foot under and then 6 foot under again.
No,
if
you do
want,
6 foot and then you
It's
do
all-
3 foot high. Yeah.
It's do you know?
but even
It's all
then, that's a
dependent,
lot.
right? It's all dependent. If someone is looking for a body, like the police, and they know where that body, the area that body is in, no matter what you put on top of it, or if they know the ground area, they're gonna find it. Do you know what I mean? They use those machines. Have you seen the ones that they roll over and it shows you the like underground and it shows the and if there's something under there, they'll fucking see it. It's a big lump. But if you've killed someone, no one knows about it. You go off somewhere, fuck off to the middle of nowhere. No one knows you've been there. They got no way of tracing you. Do you know what I mean? And then you do the dog thing.
Might work.
I can't see a reason for it not to. If you would if that was your land, and
Yeah,
one day you were like,
if you think
oh,
about it,
dog
if you're like one of the people and you're like, oh shit, looks like this ground's been disturbed. Let's dig it up, and you find a dead dog. You probably stop there, won't you? You won't be like, oh, what's underneath?
you're probably better off just
That's
digging a big hole and not putting anything at the top.
That's apparently what old pirates used to do. They used to dig really deep, put the treasure down really deep, and then put stuff up on top. And about
So then
halfway
it's
up,
like a marker.
no, about halfway up, they put something just shit. So when someone would dig it up, like, oh, the treasure's here,
Yeah.
they'd find it.
Well,
but
this is all we found.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
But how many times do you get fooled by that before they're like, quick, get the chest, and you're like, fucking wait. You know what I mean? They've got the boat and you're like,
Keep
I'm
digging.
not...
Yeah, there's like the old guy who's been doing this for years. Wait a second.
Come on, we've got the booty. And they're like, no, you keep fucking digging that
No,
hole.
you don't do that because you go, all right, yeah, you take that shit booty off and then use it like, and then go,
Yeah.
now I'm getting the real stuff.
Oh, just quickly.
But here's another one.
Go on.
Fire a gunshot. Well, this is if you're in America. Fire a gunshot near your home every few weeks to keep the property value and taxes low.
That's
Yeah, but that'll keep your property tax value low. But if you ever wanted to resell your house or anything like that, you're fucked. You fucking
But it straight up
over.
just won't work in America because there's just too...
That's everywhere.
Every fucking day. Every
I hear gunshots. Welcome to America.
Yeah. I was out in the woods here the other day and I heard gunshots.
Yeah, we
and I
get
was like,
gunshots.
what the fuck? So
We
if
get
we hear them here...
But that's the funny thing about England is if you hear gunshots in America probably drives down prices because it's like gang warfare, or whatever. You hear gunshots in England, it's like
Not the rate that the police are
it's
shooting
it's just farmers because who owns guns in England but farmers?
Mate, if I was in the States and I heard gunshots, I'd just assume it was the police.
Yeah, that's probably true. It would probably be them.
Yeah,
They do like their guns.
They do like them.
But at the end of the day, you know, like you got an armed population. I would not want to be a policeman without
There's
a gun in
nothing
America.
wrong with liking guns, and there's nothing wrong with having guns. And if guns excite you, I get it. I get why they're fucking excited.
They are. Yeah.
But there comes a point, I think, where you all as a nation have to be like, yeah, this is gone a bit far.
It's a little bit too far. I think before like slating guns, you gotta go shooting one.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I've shot real guns, and it's fucking.
I think like maybe the best option to do is you need to have like a mid ground. So like have shooting ranges that you can go use guns, but not necessarily own them yourself and take them to them.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. That's a good medium ground.
Do you think we're having the future a bit like Westworld, where like people who want to go out and do all these homicidal maniac things can like quench their?
Well, then that leads on to the issue of whether going to these places and quenching it first makes them more likely to do it in the real world. Because maybe they love it so much, and then they're like, but this isn't real. I need the real. I need to do
the real.
I haven't seen Westworld. I don't know if that's what happens.
I haven't seen
might do.
Westworld because I heard
haven't-
the start of it was amazing, and then the end, the rest of it was shit.
A lot of people didn't like second season. They thought it dragged on a bit too philosophical.
Yeah, I
but
watched
that's
a
what I
few
like.
reviews that I
I
heard.
like dragged on philosophical bullshit. So I quite like second season.
you're
And it also had
fucking
samurais, and I fucking love samurais.
And what's her name? Fucking Thandie Newton.
Mm.
Oh.
Don't know those.
And third season,
Yeah.
third season, I haven't watched yet. So it came out like a few months ago. I haven't watched it yet. I know it's got
they
Aaron
on
Paul.
Are they only on the
Son of
third
a bitch.
season of Westworld?
Yeah,
I swear that's been going for fucking years.
Yeah, it takes major.
Hey, Mr. White.
Hey, Mr. White, science bit.
He's in the third season. Anyway, guys, ever been in a fight?
Not since
You ever
school.
been in a fight?
Not since
Yeah,
school.
yeah. Probably, or maybe a few
Not since school.
Probably like 15.
drunken town.
Yeah.
Hey!
I've been in drunken town like standoffs, but it's never devolved into a fight.
I mean, you fight as a nipper, don't you? Like when you're a little kid. You
Yeah,
sort of
no,
have those
I had lots of fights when I was like, like year 6 sort of time, but like
when you were primary.
get to secondary school, people calm down a bit, and but apart from like
That's just more bullying. That's just verbal bullying, isn't it?
School,
Like...
when it comes to like secondary school, there's bullying, and then if there's a fight, it's a proper fight. It's not like little tumbles. So
is it what's that film? Is it Drillbit Taylor? It's like, have you seen those high school fights on YouTube? It's like, kids are brutal. He's like,
That's Owen Wilson.
one of my favorite fights.
One
One of my favorite high school fights I've seen is that he's like a really chubby kid, and he's quite tall, and he's got like curly hair, and he's like this little rat kid. He looks just like you as a kid. He's a little rat kid.
Oh fuck! I remember that.
And this big kid, and this kid starts punching this kid in the face. So this little kid starts punching this big dude in the face, and I'm sat there thinking, dude, that guy's gonna kill you, kid. And then literally he grabs him, picks him up like this, and then slams him.
Oh, I think I have seen that.
Oh, mate,
Listen, it's infamous, that fucking video.
I love that video. That's a great video.
I think I've seen that.
Anyway, so if you do find yourself in a fight, if you find yourself in a fight often, I would advise this. Actually, no, we don't advise anything from this podcast. Specifically this podcast.
This isn't fucking advice.
I know in the past we did, what was it?
Agony
Cunt. And we told you then that was a joke.
Yeah.
And these are actually illegal.
Well, I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
These guys like to say that to try and stop.
Nice
you
one,
know,
Greg.
Okay.
In case you find yourself in a fight, take a look at the UFC illegal moves. They're illegal because they work too well and make too much damage. Works wonders in street fights.
I mean,
Like,
just
going
hitting
for
people in the back
eyes.
of the fucking head.
Back of heads. I imagine groin as
No,
well.
I'm
I'll tell
saying
you what.
moves, not against the rules. The eyes. There's illegal moves that are illegal that like snap people immediately.
Like arm holds and stuff that they can't do. I didn't know they had that. Oh,
There's
that's
loads of
interesting.
stuff that you can't do in UFC.
I see what I've been watching a lot of recently.
You can't grab a man's fucking dick, twist it, and yank it off in UFC. Bunch of pussies.
I do remember I watched an amateur.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was watching an amateur MMA where this dude did a head scissors takedown. I've never seen that in MMA before, and it looked so good.
That's fucking...
Because what he did, he grabbed the guy's arm, and they're like tumbling about, like, you know, like when they're like sort of like holding each other's shoulders
Clutch.
like that. And the guy like pulls him up, climbs up his back with his legs, and then swings his leg over, gets him into a head scissor lock, and he's literally hanging on this dude, and this guy's like going like that, and then he pulls up like that, and then just pulls back and swings this guy on the floor, hits his head, guy's out like instantly. It was like probably one of the best things I've seen in MMA.
I've been watching a lot of fighting recently, but I've fucking... Because my mate likes UFC, and I normally talk to him about... I'm not really into it. When there's a big fight on, I watch it.
Yeah.
But like, I went around, I was like, even watching it, and he said, nah, it's boring that now. And I went, what do you mean it's boring? I said, I found a new thing. And I went, what's that?
Where's he going?
You're watching BKB, right? Or bare knuckle boxing.
Oh yeah,
I knew that's where that was going.
Bruv. So you're allowed to... Right, it's boxing rules, yeah? Real small rings. I can't remember... The ring size has a funny name. They call it... It's a something ring. And I was like, really? It's cool. It's got to win it. But real small rings, so it's all like... It's like a proper brawl, do you know what I mean? Mate, I've never seen people just take bangs like that. It's scary. Like, I remember watching that thinking, if you met that bloke in a bar and wronged him up the wrong way... I could stand and punch him in the face for half an hour and he would just be like, right, my turn. And then he would just fucking kill me. Like,
the thing is,
it's so scary.
with bare knuckle though,
yeah,
with bare knuckle,
they don't hit as hard. They
can't because it would break their wrists.
Yeah, but they do start fucking. That's why I watched this fight.
Piss blood.
You can watch it yourself. The first BKB fight I watched, and it was There are American leagues, but the one I was watching was British.
Yeah,
and it was an English guy versus a Scottish guy. Tyler Goodjohn versus Mark Navarro was the first one I watched. And like Tyler Goodjohn is a former fucking boxer, so he's a really good boxer. And then this Navarro bloke is one of 2 Scottish blokes in this league, and he is just a mad cunt. He's grown up in Scotland somewhere horrible, do you know what I mean? And he's just had to fight his whole life.
Sawdust on the floor
he comes in on a dog leash covered in chains and they're dragging him around. He's all tattooed up and he's got this big mohawk and he's just an evil looking bastard. You think, fuck me. And he doesn't fight like Tyler, he's properly boxing and slipping and ducking, and Matey is just taking bangs and then just running in and just like, and he keeps going, and they're really short, quick rounds, but there's loads of them. I think it's like fucking 6 or 7 like 2-minute rounds. Yeah. They're really quick, but oh my god, yeah, they start off light because you can't hit each other that hard with bare knuckles because you break your wrists and you end up with your knuckles back, but. What they'll do is they'll tap each other, and then like 3rd, 4th round or whatever, when they right, this matey ain't good, then they start fucking walloping each other, and it's
your face, bare knuckle, your face like rips like a paper bag, doesn't it?
It's so matey's forehead at the end is like
where I see it,
yes,
with combat sports in general, like legit, like fair enough if that's what you want to get into, because the amount of people that like. You know, like they quit in their like 40s and then they die in their 50s from like, you know, like brain problems from
fuck,
or they get dementia in their like 50s.
Look at the old like the Chris Benoit's and that. That's a rare case. Yeah. But it's not. It was rare because of how extreme it was. But that's common. Most sports people. Do you remember?
But he's a sports guy that his only things are just falling down.
Yeah, taking bangs.
Whereas you've got like people who are getting boxed in the head.
Yeah.
For 10,
Dude,
20
I would
years.
rather get boxed in the head than a chair shot to the brain.
Yeah, that's probably true.
What would you rather take, Lewis? A chair shot or a fucking stiff right?
It's hard to say, man. Right. I haven't been punched by a boxing glove like properly.
So that's the thing. I've boxed, and it's bad, but you know what? It sounds corny as fuck, yeah. But it's kind of true because like no one wants to be hit in the face.
No,
you don't. No. And when you're boxing like that, and when you're in a group full of lads, and it's like you want to keep up that, yeah, I'm alright, I can do this. But no one wants to be hit in the face. You don't want to be hit in the face, and your whole goal is
remember
to
our
not
little spar?
Get hit. Yeah, I do. But we promised to not hit in the face.
Wow.
Nah, it was. It was an accident. You didn't mean to.
I would never have done that on purpose.
Because it was like straight away. I was like, "You're not going to hit me in the face, right? No, good." Bang, and I was just like,
"That's literally what my childhood was, man."
Yeah.
Don't trust him. Don't trust him.
I don't think he meant to. But at the time,
he doesn't mean to, but he just does it anyway. So you just never trust him and never do it.
Because he's big, he's strong, and I'm little, and it felt really hard. And he probably just knocked me, but to me. It fucking took the wind out of it.
Have you guys seen Mike Tyson's training for that new fight?
Yeah,
mate, Tyson, man, he still goes hard, bro. Mate,
I watched.
He's fast even for his age.
I watched his new Mike Tyson on Rogan.
Yeah.
And he's different because he did Rogan like a year ago, and they did Rogan, and like he was like he used to be like that, and now he's like, it's not funny. And just Joe Rogan would be like, and Mike Tyson would be like, not funny. And he's like, it's so weird. Like the whole demeanor of him is like
really
because he's fighting now.
I don't watch
again.
He's probably just on roids again.
He's lit the fire again, Greg. He's lit the fire. That's what they talk about in fighting. Fire.
Tyson is one of those like ultimate. It's like a fucking tragedy story, really. Yeah, but his trainer died, and then as soon as his trainer died, he just went off the rail. And then by the end of his career, he was just losing to nobodies. I think in his last fight that he did, like the interview at the end, he was just like, because he got beat by just some fucking fat bloke, just random fat. And I think he says like in the interview, still in the ring, he's like, I'm done with this, man. He's like, I've got no respect for this sport left anymore. Like he's like, I can't. He's like, I'm losing to people like this. Like he says it there. He's like, yeah, I'm done, man.
No, but what's the problem? That man lost 75 pounds.
Forgot about that.
He's not fat. He lost 75 pounds.
He lost 75
You meant to be encouraging him.
Have you heard him talk about like his childhood? I watched his like he had a documentary movie thing. Like when he talks about his childhood, like for his childhood, he was a bitch. And like when he was younger and that, and he got into because he was being like picked and he didn't want to get.
You hear that?
So
like just about a lot of like boxers and like strong men and all that stuff. It's always like. Oh, I've always like belief for my lift, but so I trained,
Tyson was
trained
fucking
really hard.
Like Tyson wasn't just like I'm going to train. And
they built him to be a killer, man.
Tyson was fucking.
They built him to be a killer.
He was like a fucking just like a pit bull.
Like, heavyweight boxers are something else. They behemoths, man.
He kind of went through that sort of drill sergeant training where they just reprogram your brain.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
You're the best in the world. You're this. I was saying to Greg earlier, can you imagine being the heavyweight fighter of the world? You are the best fighter in the world. Can you imagine the ego that gives you?
Yeah.
I think I can't remember what his trainer was called, but I think that was a lot of it. And it said, like, you know what I mean, that he invoked so much discipline in this kid, do you know what I mean? And then he died.
Yeah.
And you're this famous fucking, and you're upset, 100%. And it's like, and I
he probably went off the
really
rails. He probably
like,
went off the rails, man. He probably was doing drugs, not eating the right stuff,
Oh, he's definitely
not training.
He was training with
yeah,
Steve-O, wasn't he?
Yeah, so 100%. It happens to so
still
many
kind
people.
of doing all that shit. Really, I mean, I don't know how like sober Tyson is, or because I know he's done some crazy shit. I don't know if he still does
smoke a lot of weed
stuff.
But
yeah, see, I know he still smokes because he obviously does hotboxing.
Doesn't anymore.
Does he not?
No,
does he not do hotbox anymore?
He said on the Rogan podcast that he didn't smoke weed anymore.
Oh, see, I
maybe that's why he's all
assumed
serious
he was still doing his hotbox thing.
Maybe.
Is he not doing that?
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
I'm gonna have to watch this because that sounds awkward as
I've never really got into like that stuff. I don't really care much for it. The only things I like is I like it when there's like one thing that's just crazy, that out of place. You know what I mean? Like when you see those those MMA fights that's just it literally just starts, guy kicks him in the head and it's over.
Oh,
I like stuff like that, but I don't like sitting and watching actual fights. I don't care for it.
I like the flashy kicks to the head. Yeah,
yeah, cause
they're good.
Like the heel kicks, the ones that just come out of nowhere, and it's incredible.
The best thing about those is when you're watching a thing and you're not expecting it, and then you see it. That's far better than watching a compilation of it.
True, I guess. I just never really got into it.
In a bit, we'll watch some fucking BKB knockout compilations, bro. It is savage.
The two flying over it, like
that
the
fucking,
families catching.
That reminded me weird
that.
shit like that. I was watching. Someone might know his name, but I think he's Ukrainian. There's some boxer, and I was watching compilations of him, and he's mad good, and he's made like 4 people quit mid-fight. They're like they call like a round and they're just like, nah, I don't want to go out there anymore. And it's this same guy.
I'll fight you.
It's about 3 or 4 people.
Fight you.
He's made quit just halfway through the fight. They're just like, nah. And their coach is like, don't be a fucking stop. And he's like, I'm not going back out there. And he just leaves. He's like, nope.
Dude, I don't understand coaches like that. I would just drag the coach out with me and use him as a shield. I don't know if the camera cut off, but I was showing Lewis the 5-on-5 MMA fight.
That's fucking mad.
Funny,
I'm going to go home and watch more of that.
It's probably not that good.
I don't know. That first bit, I don't know if you're going to put the video up, but like, they fucking charged each other at the start. They are literally just opposite each other. 5. And
in a huge ring.
Mate, and they just fucking hit each other like a scrum, like a rugby bit, but they just flailing. Fucking one of them jumped in, just like, fuck you.
Do you know, we've been talking about fighting for about 15 minutes.
Rogan does it.
It gets the boys riled up, doesn't it?
It
I didn't get me riled up. Maybe I'm a woman. I literally like combat sport is like it's just like
I like watching people kick the shit out of each other.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like I said, I like the flashy stuff that's funny. All the funny stuff, hilarious, like you know, like
the guy,
like someone that shits their pants when they're in a headlock or something. Stuff like that. I like that.
I tell you what, the McGregor Aldo thing when he knocks him out in 12 seconds, that's funny to watch, but it wasn't fucking funny the night I stayed up to watch. That wasn't funny. That was. I don't pay for sports or anything anymore. Do you know what I mean? Went around a mate's house, stayed up. He bought the fucking thing. I literally got there at 4 in the morning or whatever. You know when McGregor fought Aldo, and
I don't know who Aldo is.
One of McGregor's first. When McGregor was on the you know Conor McGregor.
I watched. Yeah, I watched the.
When he was on the
I watched the one when he fought against the boxer.
We fought out. Well,
I watched that one.
Floyd, where he fought before that. He fought when he won his. I think it was his first UFC belt. He fought Aldo for it. It was the champ. Yeah. And he bangs him out in 12 seconds.
That must be so boring.
I'll have to show you.
You've gone through all of that. Just like you're like, yeah, they can't watch it.
I think it's 1-2 punches.
12 seconds, and then you 12 seconds in, and you're like, oh.
But yeah, we got there in the morning, fucking paid for the thing. I was like, oh sweet, I'm making a cup of tea, and they're like, oh, you want sugar? Oh yeah, fine. As soon as I turn back, the fucking fight's over, and I was like,
yeah.
How do they work that out for MMA things? Because MMA. They normally have, 2-3 hour spot, don't they?
Mm.
If someone's knocked out in 12 seconds, that stops, 15 minutes of time?
From what I've seen.
But it all runs over anyway. That's why it's on all night because it's normally in foreign countries. But it goes on forever because they have, like, normally when you have a main fight like that, how many fucking undercards do you have on before that?
So
and
many
fuck knows how
undercards.
long they're going
They
to last.
probably
Some of
even
them
have,
could
they
go all
probably,
the
they probably
way.
even have backup undercards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To be fair, from what I've seen of MMA, if something like that happens, it will be that 12-second fight. Then it'll they'll just
look
have,
at it from another angle.
Then they'll just have Joe Rogan sit and talk about the fight.
I mean, we must have
for
loads
about
of
an hour.
proper MMA fans on here. If anybody
Yeah, I'm
knows
sure
how
someone-
they
So-
do it all, like...
We're still on illegal life pro tips. From fighting to drugs.
Oh.
If you sell drugs,
Hmm.
use Uber instead of driving. It will if you get pulled over for any chance, kick your drugs under the Uber driver's seat.
Yeah, that works.
I mean...
How are they going to prove it? How are they going to prove it's yours?
Yeah.
And then the person
You're probably not going to get pulled in an Uber unless that Uber has something illegal about it.
And being an Uber driver is a great cover for dealing drugs. Isn't it? It's like, because between Uber drives, you can then go to your customers and
Yeah,
drop
because
off
you
your
do
drugs.
it as you want, don't
Yeah.
you, I guess.
So it's like the guy who posted this ended the quote on, "I may or may not have done this." So here's another one. This one is
That is
this
bang
one.
out, though. Like-
This one is for befriend heavy drug addicts and convince them to sell you all their stuff for cheap so they can buy more drugs.
I like that. Yeah. Shit. That's good.
And then they sign that one off with, "I just got an iPhone 10 under $200 from a crackhead, lol."
Lol. It's
Lol.
It's the lol.
You gotta add the lol
That
in.
is
From a
absolutely
crackhead. Lol.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's thumbs up for me. That's
Taking advantage of
I think that
crackheads.
not just that, but that's also one of the most practical ones. Because first off, there's so many crackheads, and second off, they all need money.
It definitely happens. It happens.
Southampton,
Like,
there's-
it must happen all the time.
We used to watch them sometimes. There's crackheads that live on boats. It's good. Over the bridge, there's like you'd know it. You know the bridge in Southampton. There's all like fucking. There's all boats upside down and shit, and the sludge that just get left there. But when the tide comes in and all that, they rise up. But sometimes you drive past and they're like up on the fucking side, or like they're over. But you go down there sometimes, you see all the crackheads in the sludge, and they pull the boats in, and they get on and they just shoot up, floating around all night, and they just live on them. But I went.
You would though, wouldn't you?
My mate
that's
told me
smart,
he
that's
went
smart.
past there the other day, and there was a bloke next to the boat that was tied up. It was on the side, and he was just on the pavement, just fucking like just smacked out of his head.
Starfish.
Yeah,
man.
like
Dude, there's a if there's a lot of people now doing Airbnb, but for boats. You know what Airbnb is?
yeah.
It's like you rent your house out for a week or whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing it now for boats.
What do you
Which is
mean
a
they're doing
sick
it now
idea.
for boats?
You know,
Like-
people have like boats that you can live in. No, not live in, but they've got like beds and stuff in them.
Yeah, like either like a canal boat or even
Yeah.
like a small yacht.
How
or
sick
something
would that be?
like... Yeah, that's a good idea. But I mean, it's
Threeskins on the waves.
I know
Nah.
someone who used to live on a boat.
I
and
fucking
it was-
hate boats. I hate the sea.
Free sinks. That's what you call
Three
the
sinks.
free sinks.
That's the most likely thing that's going to happen.
I still need to get that picture of when I was at the zoo and I saw 3 skinks.
That's good.
I can't believe I lost. I don't know where that, I'll have to find that photo, but they were all sat on a log
Fuck-
together,
fuck me.
and it said on the little sign, it was like, "These are the skinks," and I was like, "What?"
Right, so here's the last one before there's something else I need to mention that I found out about this week, which is absolutely bonkers. So both of you can listen to this one because I don't drive and those two do. If you ever given a speeding ticket, go to court to dispute it. Always ask when the radar gun was last calibrated. Most cops do not calibrate their radar guns as often as they're supposed to, and the ticket will be dropped.
Doesn't work in England because most speed cameras are given out. Most speeding tickets
the
are given out by cameras.
the other issue is that everyone I know that's gone to court for speeding tickets, the judge does not give a fuck what you say.
Mm.
You don't get out of that stuff.
Yeah,
I've got like 9 points on my license, and I did a driver's awareness course, and then like that was after that. It's anything,
So
they
if
were
you
"No,
like the
fuck
first
you."
time you get caught speeding, can you just do driver's awareness course and
Yeah.
get no points?
Yeah, and I think it's like
Oh,
every
cool.
5.
So that's like a free.
And I
That's
think
like a
in
free
5
speed.
years you can take it again.
I'm honestly surprised. Like I don't speed often, but the amount of times I've been over the limit and I've seen cops like measuring.
You don't.
I've
speed
never
often.
been caught.
You don't-
Oh, there's always coppers hidden in fucking.
He doesn't
bushes
go
with
over the
their
speed
fucking-
limit. He just goes too fast around things.
You see, I've got 9 points on my license, right, and all of them are from speeding, right? But I got them all in about a month, right? Because when you tell people that, it looks fucking horrendous. I know
Did
that
you just put your foot down once on a road that had 4 speed cameras?
No, what it was, right? It was a road I used to drive down quite regularly, like sort of out in the sticks, and it would like you take a left, and there's like a few houses, not many, not like a housing estate. Like there's a few houses. You go under a bridge, and then it's fields and national speed limit with 60, 70. You can do what, and it's like they're right next to each other, and the residential is 30. That is a 30 bit, but then you go straight to 60. There's no cameras, there's nothing around there. So I wouldn't bomb it through there, do you know what I mean? But you build up a little bit. I was 30, 35, 40, just as I start to get into that bit. But then one day, they stuck a camera there. There's no notice of the camera, which is illegal, by the way.
That is legal.
Didn't fucking help me. There's no... And I would drive past there and go, where the fuck is that camera? And I would look for it, and I could never find it. But it was in about... I remember, I'd go through there, just start to build up, and I got one through, and I was like, oh, fuck, there's a camera there. Do you know what I mean? Next day, I got another one. Next day I got another one, all through like 3 or 4 days, and I was like,
but I was wondering, what Matt said is like 100%, like, is there like okay, so for example, I was in Bournemouth earlier, and in Bournemouth they have like this road with like long road, and then roundabout long road, and it's like 50, and then there's a bit that's 40.
Yeah.
And they got speed camera. They got at least like 3 or 4 speed
cameras.
That's
where they put speed cameras. That's where they put speed cameras is where it goes from slowest to quickest.
To be fair to them, they've got the lines in the road. They've got the camera. They've got the warning signs. So at least you're aware of it.
But people that don't drive down there won't.
Yeah. But so you're going down there. But what I wonder is if you get caught on every single camera, do you get like 3, 4 tickets, or do they just count it as one?
No, you would get.
Probably.
I think you would get 3 or 4. If you were caught on multiple cameras,
We need to find someone that's like willing to give up the driver's license and test it.
Some really old dude.
Yeah, he's like, so this is my last drive.
Pedal to the metal.
So, something I found this week that involves a net, a pregnant lady,
another net,
and a spinning table.
Oh, mate, this is so genius.
Hang on.
Go on, think about what it is.
You're going to have to fucking... What the fuck did...
A spinning table, a pregnant woman, and a net.
Right. There's only one thing that's happening here then, right? So this is obviously during the labour, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right. So, how do you make sure the net's in the right place? At the right... You're holding it there and she's like... Oh,
you tie around her legs.
It's on the.
Yeah, you tie around her legs so it spins.
Oh, she's got. You're not just stood there. Like,
yeah.
Holding it.
Yeah.
Why?
So the idea
is it to help it out, like
centrifugal
the
force. You know. Okay, so you know when you're going round a roundabout, you're being pushed to one side
because
of the centrifugal force.
So
the spinning
she's on the roundabout.
So the spinning table is trying to push anything she has on her down.
Yeah, it's like
down.
pushing the.
So they're trying to move that towards the net, and she's got a baby that wants to pop out, but is being a bit reluctant. So you put her on the spinning table, and the fucking centrifugal force.
That's a fucking good idea.
It's a great idea, and do you know what's amazing about it? It's not just an idea. Someone patented that idea in America.
But it seems that no one's tested it. No one's tested it, and I think
it's a little bit. The trouble is that how do you do that in a hospital setting on such a large scale? You know, like you have a whole ward just full of spinning tables.
Yeah, but they have like big old tanks that women go in to have underwater birth. So it's not that.
Yeah, but
it's not that far.
Well, how about underwater centrifugal force?
Nah. Underwater is just things just move so slow underneath. It's a lot more energy. It's just waste time.
I mean, it's a good. It's one of those things. I think there's promise in it. It's just not.
It makes sense in theory, but like in practicality, no one really wants to try it. Everyone's a bit like, do we need to?
We literally need like one of those like G-force machines.
I feel like in the medieval times before C-sections and shit, if a woman was struggling to get it out, I think that would have made sense back then because it's like, yeah, all right, strap her down, and you spin the table and plops out.
Hell.
But like nowadays, if a baby's not being reluctant, they just cut the belly open and just pull it out, don't they?
There's loads of ways of it.
Lazy.
It's lazy.
Centrifugal force, I say.
Anyway, I think that camera is about to fall.
Yes, I think that camera is going to run out of battery.
No.
We should head off.
We should wrap things up.
There's some tips today that aren't tips. They're not guidance. They're
We're not,
nothing.
we're not saying don't use the tips. We're just saying if you do use the tips, do not accuse us of giving you the idea.
Could we
of
not,
promoting it.
if we put the article or wherever you read these in the description, and we like don't tell people to go there, and they just click it, then I mean we can't
Maybe.
really be done for anything, can we? We're not really
I
responsible.
don't think we're responsible, and I think.
I mean, people are going to be naughty if people are going to
Yeah.
be naughty. If people do this kind of shit, they're going to.
I don't think we're responsible, and if anyone says we are, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
In fact, I hope that.
Yeah, go see Reddit.
I hope that's. In fact, don't you fucking dare, and I'll tell you why. Because I know some endangered species of plants, so you better fucking watch yourself, boy.
And I've got a few dead dogs.
And a shovel.
Yeah, this love from the boys and for the boys.
Boy.
Go watch The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Boy.
Yeah, it's good.
Lewis, Matt, Greg.
Can't believe we're
the
getting...
music's playing already. You can hear it, can't you?
Yeah, so I hope you guys have a good. Well, oh shit, this probably won't come out. I hope you have a good week.
Hope you have a good Christmas.
Yeah, we probably won't have enough podcasts out for another 6 years or something. Yeah, you know what it's like. You know, busy lives and COVIDs and shit.
Yeah. It's been a bit. Yeah, sorry that hasn't been a podcast for a little bit.
Yeah, the lockdown's going to get a little bit tighter.
We don't owe
for
anything
us,
to
I
you,
think.
so at the end of the day,
They're
don't know what's
fucking
going
us
on.
again in
Fuck
the UK. So.
Don't know
I
what's
mean,
going on.
there's only 3 of us.
shit, man, how long is it to Halloween? It's soon, isn't it? No one knows. Anyway, guys, sorry to bore you.
Yeah.
We're just kind of talking until the camera turns itself off, really.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
The music should still be playing.
I'll loop it.
You need a longer version.
I'll just keep looping.
Alright.
Bye.
Alright, see you guys later.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify as well for the audio version.
Yeah,
Love
check
you.
all that shit.
Well, hopefully it'll be on
My
there.
foot's gone numb.